All right. Greetings. Welcome back to Blackburn News, where everything is connected. How y'all doing? I'm just trying to make sure y'all can hear me. I can't hear myself. I think that's the problem. Yeah. Everything is connected, and the listeners are smarter than the average bear. I'm sorry. I did a bit of clickbait in my title. I'm not really going to talk. We all know that Trump was found guilty, and that's fine. He probably is, I think. Although, what's the story? His lawyer was taking money from him, and I don't know. Anyways. The story sounds convoluted. And then, you have, what was it, the very public paying off of someone by the Bill Clinton administration? I think I lost that. I think I lost that post. What I'm saying is, it's fine. I don't know. It's weird because Trump is definitely guilty of many things. And he probably will be president. Jeremy Ogle on Rockfin says Trump 2024. He's probably going to end up getting, does this hurt Trump or help Trump? My question. Judy Truitt says, Jimmy Dore had a good commentary. Clintons did the same stuff, but were not prosecuted. Exactly. Other presidents have done stuff like this, which isn't, great stuff. But my question to you is, do you think, I think some people see it as like an Al Capone moment or something, like, he's just guilty of everything. He's just a bad guy, and we had to get him on something, and we got him on this. Great. Is that is that how you feel? Again, if that's how you feel, fine. Jeremy Ogle says help. I don't know. So, but do you know, let me ask you a question. And again, Trump is guilty of doing some other shit, right, that people don't really talk about. Oops, pardon my language. Some other stuff and things. That nobody really, brings up. Nobody really, when Trump was, bombing Syria, and was it Syria, Iraq? I don't know. He certainly indiscriminately bombed some people he did some war crimes. And yes, Brenda, I think it's all theater. Brenda, very astute. I like your take, Brenda. He did some war crimes, but when he did some war crimes, everybody was like, he is so presidential. Look at him. I thought he was a Russian stooge, but now he has bombed the innocent brown people in the Middle East, and I think he is very presidential now. Mm-hmm. And ain't that right? Isn't that the truth? Huh? Didn't Van Jones say, was it Van Jones or somebody else? I think this is the day when President Trump actually acted like a president. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Anyways. Yes, going south, this is the new time. Anyways, we're live on YouTube, Rockfin, Twitter. ISIS, Jeremy. Oh, yes. Yeah. You got some things. I like it. Yeah. Jeremy Ogle. I like your takes. Each indictment has helped him. Yes, absolutely. That's what's funny is like, or sad, or whatever way you want to look at it. It's like he's been impeached twice and now he's a felon. And I'm like, I don't know. Like Biden is literally getting, setting us up for World War III. We are deep into, supporting two conflicts, and we're about to try and start another one. Got to be, about to be starting something. The Biden administration wants to moonwalk over to Taiwan and start something over there too. Like they absolutely would love if that happened. I don't know why. We don't have any we're running out of resources. We don't have any money. I mean, we print all the money that we possibly can, but we're going into the death rattles of a debt trap. And it's just go for it. I mean, I think it's like just go for it and consequences be damned. Anyways. But maybe this does help him. I really think this is hilarious. This little thing. Like, let's say you were at the theater. Let's say you're at the theater and you're watching a jolly good show. Let's say you were at the theater. And this, one of the actors does this thing. One of the actors, let's see if we can see this. Hello. One of the actors does this. Hold on.
Can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you directly. What's your response to that, sir? Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign? We'd love to hear your thoughts,
One of the
sir.
actors in said
be on the
show.
ballot, sir?
Mr. President, can you tell us, sir, Donald Trump refers to himself as a political prisoner and blames you
Does this,
directly.
and
What's
you're
your
like,
response to that, sir?
oh, right?
Do you think the conviction will have an impact on the campaign? We'd love to hear your thoughts, sir.
Should
Anyways.
you be on the ballot, sir?
This is just weird. Yeah, they're saying that he's probably not going to go to jail, Trump. But they just wanted to be, they just want to be able to label him a felon so that they can say felon. Twice impeached, I guess, just doesn't ring the bell for anybody anymore, right? Everybody's forgotten about him being twice impeached. Joseph Wood says intelligent folks don't vote, they throw tomatoes. Anyways. Yeah, and they're just. Oh, what he was found guilty of? He was found guilty of lying about a check that he used to pay off the Stormy Daniels or something like that. But it's. I was reading some comment about the fact that this is all according to Cohen, his lawyer, who was a liar. The lawyer was a liar. Oh my God. Anyways, but let's look at some other things that are happening when, while everybody's like, I'm sorry, yeah, I whatever. I personally don't think that I don't want to see Trump president in 2024. That's just me. Would like to see somebody different. I think they're setting him up to be president, obviously, because it'll fuel, this whole Civil War thing. It'll fuel the whole like us against them thing. And there's lots of people on my Facebook, and this should tell you how dumb it is because it's on Facebook. Lots of people are going, a convicted felon can serve for prison time, but he can run for president. And I'm like, Trump got, Trump is down. Ha. I'm like, dude. I mean, I know lots of people have a special brand of hate in their heart for Trump. I get it. But you're not, you're so worried about him coming back in office, but like, aren't you worried about the dude that's in office? Like, I mean, I think they're trying to make Trump look like a reasonable, like they're trying to, the Biden administration is trying to go after Trump because right now he looks like a reasonable, option compared to the freaking disaster, the walking disaster that is the Biden administration. Like, and let me ask you this question: if the Trump presidency wasn't all about the headlines, Russian, Russian stooge and Putin puppet and the P tapes and the, saying mean things on Twitter. Like if you weren't just getting these blaring headlines about how crazy Trump was 24/7, like what would you think about his presidency? Like, what would you objectively think about his presidency if it wasn't just like, he is really bad and liar and really bad and terrible businessman and he poops his shorts? Like, do you see any blaring headlines about like Biden is, sleepwalking us into World War III? Biden is killing innocent people all over the place, especially in the Middle East. Are people blaring those? No. If Trump was doing that, do you think people would be like, we told you it was World War III? No. Anyways, whatever. I'm not, again, I want a different option than Trump, Biden. I do. I'm just saying. Think what you want. But honestly, I don't know. We never really seem to get I mean, we think we've escaped one nightmare of a presidency, and then we just get another nightmare of a presidency, right? Right? Like George W. was a nightmare. And we got Obama, and everybody was like, isn't this great? But Obama did a lot of actually some pretty insane shit. It's just that just not with all the fanfare that George Bush did it with. But he did some really insane shit, the overturning of habeas corpus, the getting us into six more wars, right? The policing of poor and black Americans, like en masse. The overseeing of a huge upward transfer of wealth. Yet another huge upward transfer of wealth. And then you get what to some people was a savior, and Trump not to me, again, not to me. Some people. And Trump did more of the same. Trump just did more of the same. Then we get Biden, and Biden's like, shit, I'm gonna out Trump everybody. I'm gonna out Trump and everybody else. I'm just gonna do insane shit all over the place with my insane family. And people and the entire press corps is gonna play me up like I'm FDR. Like, it's wild. It's freaking wild. Obama did sell war better than anybody. Yep. It's freaking wild, yo. Yep, Caleb. That is a true and correct take. Anyways, let's watch this from Nico House. NATO considering sending troops to Ukraine despite Putin's recent warning that deploying more NATO troops to the area would result in a retaliatory nuclear strike.
To Ukraine would turn this war from a proxy war. Ukraine has requested for NATO to send troops to Ukraine to train more Ukrainian soldiers, and despite Putin's very clear warnings, NATO powers are considering sending the troops anyway. So we already know Ukraine fucked around, so they're in the find out stage. And so because most of their troops have become victims of the onslaught of Russia, they have about 150,000 troops that need training. Now, even though we're told over and over again that Ukraine isn't a NATO nation, for some reason, they still expect NATO to send the troops that they require to train the new recruits. And although NATO might want to help Ukraine, there's just one little problem. Putin has made it very clear that he will engage in a nuclear strike if NATO even thinks about sending more troops to Ukraine. General Brown, chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, said that it won't happen right now, but it'll happen eventually over time. That doesn't really inspire confidence. French President Emmanuel Macron has already made it clear that despite the nuclear threats from Putin, he hasn't ruled out sending troops to Ukraine. And even Lithuania has come out and said that they are also prepared right now to send troops to Ukraine. Now, before someone inevitably says, man, Putin is overreacting, it's just training some troops, what's the problem? There's some important context I need to keep in mind. One of the most notable times that the United States and NATO sent troops to prepare soldiers in Ukraine was to train the neo-Nazi Azov battalion. And yes, they knew who they were training because they eventually banned the selling of arms and training of the neo-Nazi battalion until they removed the ban and started training them again. Now, this neo-Nazi battalion, as most of you may know, was intricate in conducting the 2014 Maidan coup, where they overthrew the democratically elected government in Ukraine in order to get in somebody that the US and NATO is a little bit more comfortable with. The Azov battalion, on behalf of the United States, also played a massive role in bombing and terrorizing ethnic Russians in Ukraine and ultimately influencing Zelensky's government to violate the Minsk agreement. So yeah, the Azov battalion might speak Ukrainian, but their training, their guns, and their bombs all came from NATO. So even though it wasn't NATO technically who, started the war wouldn't have happened if NATO didn't provide the training and the troops and the bombs to start the war. So having an open deployment of troops from NATO into Ukraine would turn this war from a proxy war between NATO and Russia to a full-fledged war between NATO.
Yeah. And Putin has already warned, like, you guys keep doing this, we're going to do something real nuts. That's not a great thing to hear. Not a great thing to hear at all. Jeffrey Sachs. Anybody watch the Jeffrey Sachs and Tucker Carlson interview? Jeffrey Sachs breaking down what everybody should already know, that the whole reason why it was started was because we kept, we were like, how about we put some troops and weapons right here on your border? I mean, we can do that, right? And they were like, no, you can't. And they were like, but, Ukraine, NATO, we're going to do it. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Yeah. Again, it's like narcissistic. It's like a narcissist tactic, right? To push somebody, to poke them, till they react. And then you're like, oh my God, you're so violent. Oh, you're so angry. That bullshit. Has anybody been in it with somebody like that? Oh, you can. Oh my God, I didn't do. What did I do? That's exactly who the U.S. is. A freaking narcissist. Going South says, and my friends say I sleep with Putin every night. Really? Why? Okay. JR Jr. saying they're going to swap out Biden for Whitmer or Newsom? Yeah, I don't think that's going to help him. But, you know, even like Biden is a better look even with the baggage. You know, I don't know why. It's just that kind of like big name. And actually, Newsom has quite a bit of baggage. People don't like Newsom. People don't like Newsom at all. At all. Right? Just they don't. Newsom is like the male version of Kamala. People just do not like. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People do not like Kamala. They just don't. She's not a likable person. She's unlikable, and people can see through her bullshit like straight up. They're just like, no, not that. No, not you. And Antoine said, Frank Analysis sent me to the stream. He said it's a moral imperative. All right, cool. Welcome, Antoine. Glad you're here. And I appreciate Frank Analysis sending folks this way. Anyways, we're doing a lot more chatting than going through these stories. I'll try and pick it up a little bit. But y'all got some good comments. I'm just trying to read your comments and stuff. That's all. That's all. Oh, what happened to my Rockfin stream? Hello. Everybody still good on Rockfin? Hope so. Newsom ain't gonna. I mean, they might try, but I'm just saying. Like, I've heard a lot of people saying, you know, that they're gonna switch Biden out. And I'm just like, for who? For who? Like, people just have this blind acceptance and allegiance to Biden. I don't know why. I don't know what it's about. It's kind of like the acceptance and allegiance to Trump, right? Trump completely effed over his base. You know, completely broke all of his promises and just, you know, did everything that his base hates pretty much. But they're like, I love me some Trump. I love Trump. But like, and people are like that about Biden. Oh, I just, you know, Joe's the guy. He's just the guy. He's better than Trump, okay? Smarter and more courageous, and he's got a heart of gold. What? What? Yes, Tulsi did say that. Oh, Tulsi. She was smoking that good that day. Wow. Anyways, Joe Biden's pathological lying is literally killing people. And yeah, that's what Joe Biden is. He is a pathological liar. He just lies and lies and lies and lies. And people are like, but that Trump, he sure is a lying ass me. What? Okay. The U.S. president claims that Hamas is the one obstructing the ceasefire, demanding that people around the world should now demand that Hamas come to the table. Okay. In fact, Hamas has agreed to a ceasefire deal weeks ago before Israel invaded Rafah City. Yeah, they just keep rejecting the ceasefire. Kind of like Ukraine, right? Russia had a ceasefire deal, right? They had like a few times, and UK, US, whoever else, they were like, no, can't do it. Anyways, the goal is to destroy Gaza. Why Israel rejects a ceasefire with Hamas. Yeah, I mean, yeah. U.S. vetoes a call for a ceasefire in Gaza for the third time. Just, you know, I don't know. You guys, what is going on? What is going on? All right, I'm gonna try and hurt and so there's already been the okay to go to target to hit targets inside of Russia. And people are like, duh. Are you sure you want to do that? Biden secretly gave Ukraine permission to strike inside Russia with U.S. weapons. I mean, that sounds fine to me. That's fine. Anybody watching on Twitter, if you're watching on Twitter, you know what to do. Like it, repost it. Oh, I can tell my stream is getting slow. Sorry, guys. Gene says, I think the only way anyone can get to this level of politics is that have to be mean assholes. Okay. My page has become unresponsive. Yeesh. Sorry, guys. StreamYard is being weird.
You know, Ukraine needs to get whatever help it can get in defending itself. And I think NATO has urged that we allow those strikes. France, Germany, Great Britain, Canada, Finland, most of our allies have urged that. I think it is important for the United States to provide a unified approach that allows the Ukrainians to strike at those targets.
I don't know where this Ukraine war goes. You always hear, Secretary, that right now Russia is back having the full advantage here. Weapons inside Russia. How do you feel about that?
I think that's the right decision. I think
he's repeating himself. Okay. You can't decide between France and Germany going south? What you mean? What do you mean? I don't know. What is you talking about? Oh, so let's see. It's starting to slow down here, guys. So, just going back to the beginning of the show, remember, we were talking about Clinton. President Clinton paid Paula Jones $850,000 to settle a claim that he had exposed himself to her while she was an Arkansas state employee. This is what hush money looks like. And, right? This is like... Oh, I got the crackle. Hold on. me if it's back, y'all. Tell me if I'm okay. Is it all right? Okay, thank you. Anyways, it's like, look at, I've got my check for $1 million.
Well, it's not going to be saying anything. Her attorneys are here today. So kind of officially, I think we'll... There's the check.
And show them the check. Raise
There's
it.
the check.
It's your check.
Well, it's not going to be saying anything. Her attorneys are here today. So
Literally, I don't know.
officially,
It's just funny.
There's the check.
And show them the check. Raise
There's
it.
the check.
So,
It's your check.
you know, Trump is convicted for something that, like, Clinton and these people just did, like, right out in the open. Hello, Rockfinners. You okay? You still here, Rockfinner? Sorry. I know it's been a little weird. We're still going. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's whatever. And then the same thing with the last time Trump was impeached, he was impeached for something that Biden bragged about, like boldly and bigly on stage. Like, he was literally impeached for the thing that Biden is, there's a video of Biden saying outright, like, oh yeah, we did this thing. Okay. So it's cool. You know, hold people to the law, but, you know, don't be ignorant of, like, you know, there's rules for thee and not for me, or whatever, however it goes, right? Sorry, I know it's getting real slow, guys. I don't know. It must be the heat thing. Although it's not that hot. And meanwhile, among all this, like, ramping up of, you know, saber rattling and stuff, imagine Blinken's face reading this. The Chinese army is ready, together with the Russian army, to defend justice in the world. Wow, what does that mean? You think somebody is going to actually start holding, you know, maybe there is an international rules-based order. There isn't an international consensus on what people can do and can't do, and on what genocide is, and what it actually means, and whether or not somebody's going to be able to get away with doing it, right? I mean, I've been wondering, like, you know, Israel is just slaughtering people with impunity, right? And nobody seems to be, everybody's like, wow, that sucks. Is it, you know, I remember, I think the last time that there was some, like, mad, you know, a mad person, like, running across Europe and taking over, you know, right? Just running around Europe, like, just doing whatever. And like, the whole world was like, no, you know, supposedly Britain, in the US, and a bunch of people were like, no, you're not going to be able to do that. It stood up to him. So, like, but we're actually, we're the madmen, right? So, and we're helping the madmen. So let's say some other countries are like, all right, you guys are absolute lunatics, and I think we're going to have to do something about it. Like what, what happens then? How's that going to help the planet? Here? Think that's going to be good for climate change? Don't think so. Joseph says the oceans were not heard in any official capacity, but did indeed have the final say. Yep. Okay. Anyways, wild and wacky weather has been... I mean, if you are not paying attention to the fact that something is going on, well, breaking a destructive hailstorm ranging from tennis balls to baseballs are falling, heading towards the Denver International Airport with reports of significant damage. Currently, the National Weather Service in Boulder has issued severe thunderstorm warnings for a destructive hailstorm. Aren't those the bad guys? Yeah. Don't go out and get hit in the head with hail. Gregory says China is going to ask that Palestine has its own country at the UN. Yeah. Yeah. Quite a few countries have been pushing for Palestine to be their own country. Yeah. More in Colorado. Severe storms and hail hit Greeley, Colorado, leaving them flooded. Dallas getting it again. Is anybody watching the show on Twitter, or are they just like not letting me know that anybody's watching the show on Twitter? I'm not. I don't know. I know the stream has not been great, so it's okay. This is Interstate 35 heading north out of Dallas right now. Oh, I'm definitely shadow banned on Twitter. Definitely. That's why I was asking, if somebody is watching me on Twitter, could you, give me a chat or give me a thumbs up or a like or something? I can't really see anybody over there. Which is weird because my last show, there were a whole bunch of people watching me on Twitter, but who knows? Let's keep going. Thunderstorms. This is yesterday in Beijing. Has the stream stopped being so crappy, people? It's gotten a little better. Jackie K asks, what politician isn't a liar and a thief? That's a perfectly fine question. Yep. Thunderstorms, extremely strong winds this afternoon in Beijing. I mean, I could just show these all day long. In India, videos of students and teachers collapsing under heat wave in Bihar are extremely distressing. This is an alarming situation. Media reports the humidity is quite high at 60-70%, making it feel like 55 C. All right. I see y'all are kind of back. Okay, stream is good. Yeah, it looks like you're back. Okay, cool. Or the stream is back. Something. I don't know. It seriously is just not that hot in here, so I don't think it's the heat, but who knows. It is warmer today than it's starting to actually be like summertime. So there's that. Yeah, 55 C is a youch. And it's already kind of late in the show, so I don't really feel like going into my kitchen and getting all the ice out. But maybe I should. There is a significant heat wave heading towards the western United States. Beware, beware. And I might be broadcasting from inside or somewhere where I can control the climate a little bit if it really does get this hot. California's first significant heat wave of the year will begin next week, peaking from June 4th to the 6th across the Central Valley, where record-breaking heat is expected as temperatures soar well into the hundreds. There is a potential for temperatures to exceed 105 in Sacramento and much of the San Joaquin Valley. Record warm overnight temperatures are also likely, with many cities not dipping below 70 for multiple nights. Yikes. Fortunately, much of the Bay Area and Southern California will be spared from the worst heat. Well, good to hear. Due to the influence of the marine layer, with the most intense heat focused on inland, central, and northern California. Them Northern Californians, man, they get blasted. Kameshwari says, I won't last in 55C. This is Galapa, Colombia today. This man is bailing out his front porch. 132 Fahrenheit. Yes, exactly. That is wild. Feels like 130. Well, didn't Brazil have like a feels like in the something close to that this last year? This is in Colombia. This man is literally bailing out his front porch. Well, I hope it's working for him. I don't know. Let's see. Motorcyclist caught the moment tornadic winds ripped apart a gas station canopy in Missouri on Sunday. Sorry for the slowness of everything loading. My apologies, guys. We only have about 10 more minutes to go, so I'm just gonna we're just gonna struggle through to the end here.
She gone.
If you know how big those things are.
That tree just went down.
How heavy that is wild.
The tornado is literally right above us.
She gone.
That tree just went down. In Switzerland. Oh, real quick, guys. We've got a couple more minutes of the show, but
The tornado is literally right above us.
She gone.
real quick, guys. If you enjoy the show, you enjoy this content, and you enjoy it being free every day, right now, Monday through Friday, or mostly Monday through Friday, and you want to support the show, I support you wanting to support this show. I think it's a fine idea. If you would like to support this show with a couple of bucks, that would be wonderful and much needed. There are a bunch of links in the description box of all the platforms I'm on. You know, the usuals: PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, Coffees, etc. If you're feeling kind-hearted and you want to give a young YouTuber a bit of coin, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'm not young. All right. Let's see. Almost June, Swiss Alps, Switzerland, getting Swiss Alped. Large hailstorm hit the city of Cherkassk in Russia. I'm waiting for this to open. Who knows how long it'll take. I was going to cover, I got a few minutes. We'll talk about this story about the Google leaks. I mean, the basic upshot of it is that Google is super secretive about how they do their rankings, and you know, they obviously these days Google is more of a hide engine than a search engine, right? They obviously put things up that they want people to see and hide things that they don't want people to see. I mean, it's kind of nothing surprising, right? See if y'all can see this. Jackie K says Biden doesn't even know where the F he's at. He has Alzheimer's and the Democrats are using him as a puppet. It's sickening. Yeah. I don't know. Let me, I'll get off the, so it's just, wild, insane levels of extreme weather are going on, as, and I can't even cover it all. There's so much going on. Rock Fenders, you still moving, still grooving, still doing it? Denver says it's proof of wide-scale fraud, which is what everyone suspected. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. The only way I could get to this article was to have a Tor browser up, which may be using some significant memory. Let's see. Let's go back up to the top. I was kind of reading this earlier. A massive leak of Google search documents sparks fury across the SEO industry. This is another level of war. In reading this, I was just kind of like, of course. Right. Confirmation of what a lot of people already suspected. It's not an impartial process, obviously. Right. Let's see if I can get back to it. I'll just read a little bit of this. Thousands of leaked documents offer the first real glimpse under the hood of Google search. It's set off a frenzy among SEO experts who've been dissecting the thousands of documents. One expert said the documents gave SEO watchers validation. Google said they were lacking context. For more than 25 years, precisely how Google organizes the web has been one of the internet's greatest unsolved mysteries. It always makes me think of, actually, the Jimmy Dore show where he interviewed the man, and I think his last name is Epstein. Is Steve? Is it Steve Epstein, who is kind of in the operation of, well, what his whole thing is, his whole premise is that Google is tilting the elections. Google is tilting the elections, right? And on top of all that, Google is really messing with what people see, how they see it, and on some levels controlling what people think. That's what they're attempting to do, is to control what people think through search results. And it's a wild story. And if you this guy's been on Jimmy Dore a couple of times. If you get a chance to watch one of these episodes with this guy, it's freaking mind blowing. Anyway, so but this just makes me think about that, which is that there's nothing impartial about it. There's nothing, free and open about it. This is all oligarchical / military complex. This is just a control grid, basically, at the end of the day. Now it is, or they're trying to they're being more open about it. Back in the day, might have been open for information, but not so much anymore. Anyways, soon, let's see. A trove of 2,500 documents containing highly coveted secrets about how Google ranks its search results began circulating among a handful of SEO experts who shared them now more widely on Monday. The company has confirmed the material is real. There's another level of soon the frenzy boiled into fury, with some SEO experts saying the document showed Google hadn't been honest when answering questions about how it was ranking websites. I'm just hitting some of the high points here. For over a decade, we've been lied to, Azimi said, staring down the barrel of a camera lens. The truth needs to come out. The leak has stoked more distrust in Google, just as it prepares to rewrite the rule book, with Google promising to do the Googling for you with its summaries powered by generative artificial intelligence. Many website owners are preparing for a future in which the company hoovers up their content and delivers no visitors in return. As AI is taking over the world, does anyone know how it works? Good question, said Gareth Hoyle, the managing director of the marketing agency Marketing Signals. Who guards the guards? Let's see. Everything we leak will be used against us by SEOs, patent trolls, competitors. This is Google talking. Search issues can inflame world leaders who have power over Google, demand congressional hearings, etc. Oh my God, we don't want that. Anyways. One takeaway is that Google uses click data much more than they admitted to. Here we go. The documents also reference the signifiers is election authority and is COVID local authority, suggesting Google may rank certain sites more authoritative on those topics. Oh, or take Google's Chrome browser. The company has said in the past that it doesn't use browsing data hoovered up by Chrome to rank websites, but several references to Chrome in the documents have SEO experts convinced that Google has, in fact, used its popular browser to help rank the web, given how much regulators are scrutinizing Google's possible use self-preferencing tactics to boost search and its ad business. You can see why the company may be coy about this one. The bigger picture is just highlighting those areas where we were right and Google was telling us that we were wrong, said Michael King, founder and CEO of the digital marketing agency iPullRank. All right. Well, it's all going to be AI now, so don't worry about it, guys. It's going to be fine. All this comes as Google plows full steam ahead with generative AI search. And recent testing of AI-generated summaries and search results in the U.S. became a laughingstock when the search engine drew from satirical websites and Reddit posts to suggest eating rocks for nutritional purposes and using glue to make cheese stick to pizza. Google initially claimed that AI was spitting out such answers only for uncommon queries, but later said it was taking swift action to manually remove bad answers that violated its content policy. All right. Well, everybody clear that Google sucks? Yep. Okay. Jackie K says, if you think Obama and the Democrats running this country aren't using Biden for the fall guy. I mean, Biden is barely hanging on. I don't know. He's a shell of a man. Yes, Google was funded initially by In-Q-Tel. In-Q-Tel is DARPA and the CIA. Yeah, they're all CIA fronts, basically. So, just checking to see if I need to thank anybody. I do need to thank somebody. This is Catherine Rose Keditz. My conscience told me that I can't keep lurking at Black Bear News without chipping in a dime. This is Kate. Thanks, Kate. Kameshwari, I appreciate you. Gave me a nice little bump on PayPal. Thank you. And you're right. You are right. I appreciate you. Good call. All right. Let's see. Just looking myself. Sorry. I don't know what happened to... Oh, there's actually people watching on Twitter now. Okay. I don't know. Twitter was like nothing the whole day. I don't know what happened. Anyways. If you've been watching on Twitter, I appreciate you. They're saying that no, what the heck is going on? Twitter is freaking out. Twitter is a freaking out. I don't know what's going on. Guys, I don't know what's going on. There are a lot of people live streaming right now. Maybe that's what is going on. There are a crap ton of people live streaming at the moment. Like everybody is live streaming at the moment. So there's that. I guess it's prime time, right? It's 5 p.m., 8 p.m. Eastern on a Friday. There's... Who's live streaming? There's Ian Carroll, there's Last American Vagabond, there's Sabby Sabs, there's Black Bear News. We're in there. We're in there. All right. All right, guys. I appreciate you. You know what? It's been too long without a... yeah, I'm sorry about that, Kate. Nobody remembers. Sorry. I'm sorry about that. My bad. I didn't realize it was you until I read it. It's okay. Everybody knows and loves you as Kate. You're just good old Kameshwari Kate to us. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, what was I going to say? It's been a whole week since I did a book reading, so I'm going to do a book reading tomorrow at 4 at the same time, at 4 p.m. Pacific. Join me here for the book reading for Ministry for the Future, okay? Oh, you loved it? Okay, good. Yes, tomorrow, book reading, 4 p.m. We'll see you guys there, okay? Thank you for your eyes, your ears, and your conscience, and especially thank you for the conversation. And until next time, peace.